And there you go.
No wonder I'm having trouble seeing the thing, Michael. I don't have my glasses on. I'm sitting here going,
I
what
can't
the
see
heck
that.
is going on?
I can't hear you. I can't see you. I don't smell that. I can't taste that. I can't get up there. I can't get out of my chair. One damn thing after another.
All things that are true, too. No,
Mikey and Vinnie are taking on a Wednesday world right in front of your very eyes. There's Vinnie. He's
yes,
looking for.
remember, Mikey and Vinnie take on the world, except no substitutes. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, Mikey.
And that's the show for today. Join
See
us
you,
Friday.
Peace, love, and Manischewitz. Oh, I was. Hang on a second. I went shopping yesterday. You know me. I love a bargain, Mikey.
You got a big bottle of Manischewitz? Or a little bottle?
Oh, Mikey, come on. Better than that.
You got the rebeat to make it in your bathroom bathroom Manischewitz? Cell block Manischewitz. There you go.
Manischewitz, egg and onion matzahs.
If you want to know how to make 50 cents.
Well, it's after Passover.
After Passover, nobody's going to eat.
It's your post-Passover sale. And, I decided to take advantage of it.
It's unleavened.
It's un-12 either.
See?
On 11,
now you got a bargain.
So actually, you know what? I like matzahs with butter.
Yeah, butter
seems strawberry jam and a cup of tea.
That's more like it.
And I'll tell you, there's no better sick snack when you're sick. It's better. I used to really like saltines when I was sick, but then for some reason I went to the matzahs. My mother gave me matzahs when I was a kid, and I was like, pretty good.
Feedback.
I like this.
Feedback.
And then all of a sudden, here I am. Now, what's going on there, Michael?
Kristen's telling me there's feedback. I don't hear
it. Feedback.
Hearing aids?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I don't hear it, so let's proceed.
Okay, and nobody, and we have, some people listening, so hopefully, if somebody does hear feedback, maybe, the other possibility exists that we sound better with feedback. Didn't you go see bands in the 70s that sounded better with feedback?
A lot better, in fact. Considerably better.
It immediately comes right to the top of mind.
76 men sail across San Francisco Bay.
No, that was that Blues Image or Blue? Maybe it was Blues Image. Ride, Captain, ride upon your mistress ship.
That's it.
Yeah, Blues Image. There was also
Mike Panera and the Miami Boys.
And there was also somebody else that really sounded. Oddly enough, the Blues Magoos. Another band that sounded much better with feedback
than they did with the finished product.
Great.
That's as good as we can make it. No, we can make it better with feedback.
Yeah, watch us. Yeah, cover your ears and listen to this.
Cover your ears and listen to this. What you want me to do? I want you to do both.
Cover your ears and listen to this. I used to send out my demo tapes. Just cover your ears and listen to this. Maybe that's why I didn't get many phone calls. And the police came to my house once. Oh, what do we got going on here? Oh,
Did you give me your tape?
Did I what?
Did you give the cops your tape?
Which tape.
And they came to the house. Your audition tape that
always.
sounded better with feedback? Yeah.
Always, yeah. I was known as a major cooperator with police. Yeah. I was in my neighborhood, you always cooperated with the police.
First of all, tell me what you want to hear. I can say that. Yeah. I can give you that.
Yeah. Do you take requests?
Is your Captain Ride?
To which I would always say, do I get out of a ticket? I mean, you want me to play a request? Well, I want to know ahead of time. If I get pulled over and I say Sergeant Spanky told me to, wants me to play songs for him at night, is this going to be a deal where the guys can say, we don't have any Sergeant Spanky? And I don't think anybody would ever admit that they don't, because who would not want to have a Sergeant Spanky in the world? So, anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking. Oh man. So it is the middle of the week, and luckily nobody knows what's going on with much of anything.
But Donald Trump does.
Well, I was going to say, except that our baseball teams just continue to impress.
And we got a big challenge today, Vinnie. We have a 2-game series with the San Diego Padres. We have to win. Winning them both is important to us.
At this
I can't recall whether.
I wouldn't say no. I don't know. You know what? It's always hard for me at this point of the season when people say, well, this game, but these are two for the Giants that would be nice to win. I mean, every game is nice to win, but if you lose two, it leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. If you win two, it makes you probably feel like you're pretty real.
Now the games are going to be in San Diego, so we lost the first one, 4-7. Damn. Thought that was tonight. It was last night we lost. So we're no longer in first place.
Well, again, I'm not going to get too upset about not being in first place. You know my indicator. It's always 500 at 4th of July. If you're there, you're in good shape as the season starts to go. Become the uphill grind. I really dislike, being too well. I don't want to say I dislike being too far ahead, but I think at this point in the season, you judge on just how every position is playing. Am I watching players that look comfortable and natural at their position? Am I looking at fringe guys that are contributing? Am I looking at pitchers who have low ERAs, who have an ability to step in an emergency situation, and, out of rotation, go longer than they're supposed to, and still look okay, look good. Are those things happening? That's what impresses me this time of year. And then always there's that one guy on a team that I don't know who he is for the Giants. I don't know if I really even know who he is for the Mets yet, or the Mariners. But one guy on a team. Nimmo?
Not Nimmo.
Yeah, well, let me say my premise. There's guys that just go out there and every situation they are put in, or almost every situation they are put in, they shine. They come through with a hit.
Yeah.
They make a right play. They make a great throw to stop somebody from scoring in a game that winds up to be a 7-6 game that you win. It's just that they're year resume, their artwork for the year, it's hard to find any flaws in it.
They're dangerous in every situation.
Yeah, usually that player manifests himself in trade rumors this time of year. Usually you start to hear if a guy's, under control by the club or, or they think you can get something for them. You start to see their name banted around. And the Mets have so many good players that I don't know if there's anybody's name that I've seen bantered around from the Mets.
Just the impression that they could deal somebody and not harm their lineup.
Deal somebody. Do they need another starting pitcher? That may be nice to have because somebody's going to get hurt. But they're doing okay if they don't get one. Do the Giants, what are the Giants? There's somebody on the Giants that you're looking at saying, man, if the right opportunity came up, I would pull the trigger on a deal for this guy.
Well, they have a prospect. They have a prospect, but he's in Double-A, so that's not rapt to bring up. You don't want a flying squirrel to take the pressure of the major league.
Right.
Situation where they have to perform.
That's one thing, but yeah, I mean, it just looks like that there are a number of teams out there right now that look like it, and you're always looking to get better. I'm always going to say that, but it just looks like that, barring the unforeseen injury or circumstance, that these teams, and there's a couple of others that are dotted in that landscape, but these teams seem to be solid. They seem to be good at almost every position. And the Giants and the Mariners and the Mets seem to be right now one of those teams.
You're right.
So
and as for the Mariners and the Giants, an unexpected member of that club. Although the Giants had a good spring training, that wasn't. Yeah.
I mean, what switch? And this is what I would love to be there, and I haven't heard anybody ask him yet. What switch clicked?
Same switch that clicked for Wilmer Flores. Yeah.
Yeah. What switch clicked for you? Did it take you a year to get better? Did it take you a year to get accustomed to your new club? What was the thing? Why are you playing so good right now? You're a guy that came here with a resume. I mean, you had
with a bad back. Sometimes getting away from an injury will help.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes a little time to heal wounds and to heal things that happen to you. Or you find, or I don't know, maybe the line in that batter's box in that hitter's eye straightens out.
Not in the Mariners' case. No, the Mariners aren't going to devote any more time to getting that home plate in line with the center field fence. We're past that. Who's going to have to live with it?
Yeah, well, I don't know that there's anything that they feel that they can do. I mean, I think they, it's not like a number of hitters have gone up to the, well, it's not like somebody has said to them, listen, this thing's really out of line. Call a mechanic and get it in the shop tomorrow morning. We're definitely at a place where if you're looking at this thing, it must look okay to the majority of people. Otherwise, how do you explain it?
It's the Dave Henderson curse. I told you that was out of line and you wouldn't listen to me.
Well, no, man. I don't understand how.
And it's also baseball's version of revenge for having the Smokey Burgess law.
Well, I mean, listen. You remember the old rumors about the Kingo, that it was buried on Indian burial grounds, on Native American burying grounds, and that was.
I never heard that one. I didn't know that.
You hadn't heard that?
No.
You
or else I forgot it. I might have made it up. Might have
Well,
invented that out of
no,
whole
you didn't
cloth.
make it up because I've heard it from other places. But I kind of remember you were the first one that told me that it was birds in our early days together. I remember you telling me this. That you had spoken. I forget who it is.
Well, I hope I was sincere. I don't recall it, but I hope I did a good job in retelling that story.
You did. You did because I bought into it. I know a lot of people have bought into it. So you're a damn good storyteller, Michael.
I wonder.
Have a matzo.
Thank you.
Man, oh man, a
I feel unleavened.
I've been unleavened. Let your toppings talk, it says. And you can smear with. I'm looking for the. It's a great ingredient list: wheat flour, egg yolk, sugar, onion powder, salt, dates, and honey.
Dates?
Dates.
Mm-hmm.
Or dates honey, because there's no comma between the salt, between the dates and the honey.
That's what happens when you put a rabbi in charge. All the commas just get left with. You left them at home. Who's going to care? What difference does it make?
Well, you didn't think that Mikey and Vinnie would be reading your ingredients on a Wednesday morning in Seattle, did you?
I could have thought of that. It was inevitable, actually.
Yeah,
Our big Passover show.
Get to everything. A gram of fat, a little high on the cholesterol of 15 milligrams per serving. But no, I don't see anything bad in this box except dates honey. Now I have to wonder what is dates honey? Does it mean that you're dating somebody named Honey? Does it mean that Bobby
This is Bobby Goldsboro? Goldsboro, exactly, Bobby Goldsboro.
Yeah. And honey, I miss you. And I'm being good. I love it. What's the line I really? Oh, she wrecked the car and she was sad and so afraid that I'd be mad, but what the heck? That's a pretty good piece of writing there.
Did Bobby Goldsboro write that song? I think he did.
I don't know who wrote that, if he wrote it, but that's a pretty good piece of writing, Michael.
I'm sure with all the product that he worked on in his life, he's a gas that he's remembered for honey.
Well, but that was his big
his schmaltzy thing.
His big schmaltzy. I mean, that was the #1 chart song of 1968, if I'm not mistaken.
According to Music Radio 77.
I think so. Maybe even Billboard. That might have even been the Billboard. 77 was the Bible. Music Radio 77 back then. 67 was the Bible, really.
Oh, it sure was.
And I love to be with you. Ooh.
Every kid who grew up in the sound of the WABC's voice wanted to be on that station. No other station, no other radio. They wanted to do afternoons on WABC.
Yeah, that was definitely. But you still had in '67, Wins was gone, but you still had WMCA. So they were around, and they were.
WOR-FM was coming.
Say again?
WOR-FM was coming.
Well, yeah, it was. Yes, well, actually, I think '68 had started. But it wasn't. And I'm trying to think. In '67 was 68. 68 was Ballad of the Green Berets. I remember that. 67 was Honey. 66 was
Lauren Green, Ringo.
It was 64, wasn't it? That's a great song.
It wasn't a song, unfortunately. It was just a spoken word record.
Ringo, Ringo, Ringo.
Ooh, a modulation.
What was the Jimmy Dean one?
I believe I will have a big orange.
John.
Oh, yeah.
Big Bad John. Big Bad John. Big John. Oh, wait, where's my... oh, crap, I still haven't unpacked yet, Michael. I need my... I don't have my tambourine. The moment that I could use my my tambourine, it doesn't show up.
Is it a green tambourine, I wonder?
What?
Is it a green tambourine, I wonder?
No. It's a black. It's actually a tambourine that affixes to a post. So it's a percussive tambourine. And you just, it has the thing and you put it on and you can hit it with your stick or pop it with your hand if you want. But it's got a kick to it. Big John, Big John, Big Bad John, Big John.
Anybody tuning in right now, we're okay. We're just coming under the peyote. We're okay.
It's all happening somewhere here. Oh man, yeah, my throat is getting locked up again. So anyway, so we're happy about baseball. I mean, I don't know about you. It's certainly given me a 2 to 3 hour break in the day where I'm not focused on that stuff.
Best 100 days in presidential history.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, Mikey, if you really, and I don't know if you have it there, you should, or at least you can go online and get it. I mean, and I suggest this to all of our listeners. Jump on your radio, or if you're up here, you can get them on your radio, or jump onto your computer and listen to the Canadian election coverage. For those of you who may not
on the
be
CBC.
Aware, they're having a big ass election up there. Had it, and the Liberal Party won.
Oh, they sure did.
They were 20 points behind 3 months ago. And many people say that this whole Donald Trump situation catapulted them
Absolutely, it did.
Into contention once again. And the fact that they stood up to Trump and took this thing not as a joke or a prank,
but as a threat.
But as a threat, yeah, as like what are they doing? Elbows up is their battle cry. They're just, I mean, they've decided just to not take Donald Trump's bullshit.
Gloves off, sticks down, elbows up.
Elbows up, man. And it's been refreshing to watch. It's been nice.
This is what happens when you provoke a Canadian.
Right. People standing up for themselves. Now, it may not be what you expect or want to see when you go there on your vacation this year or whatever. Yeah, whatever happens. Well, they'll let you in. They're not pissed off at us. They're pissed off at the government. And they're happy to see you. They'll take your money 1, 2, 3 at the border. You can leave it all in one. If you want, you can put it in a brown bag. And
the Mounties will hold it for you.
Hand it to them when you go through the border. Saying here is 1,600 and then is 2,000, whatever. whatever you want to put in the bag, go knock yourself out, have fun. And it'll be okay. But
we'll hold it for you right here. I'll cover your expenses for a couple of days.
Yeah, they're not scared of Donald Trump. They don't care. And it's just, it's just brought me closer. I mean, I'm a Canadian file, whatever it is. I mean, I'm a person that appreciates and likes that country a lot. I think they're a little whacked out. They're like your bad brother who, snuck into the back seat of the family station wagon on the trip. But I got no problem with that. Let them have some fun.
They're flexing their Canadian power.
Well, they're just not afraid of them. People in this country, especially politicians, people that are paid to lead us, not leave us, but to lead us. They're not afraid of them. I mean, they are afraid of them. The people here, people in Canada, their only skin in the game is the economy. And they're saying, listen, if we got a six-pack of moose head and a porch to sit on and some hockey to watch, we'll be okay until whatever happens, happens. It'll be all right.
It seems like they changed.
It's happened before. It'll happen again.
You're the automotive authority. Seems like they've changed the rules on the tariffs once again to lessen their.
Every day.
I can't tell you what it is because no one can.
Every day they're changing, Michael. What was true yesterday, we had a guy that's supposed to come on last week and talk about tariffs and stuff, and we were having some technical problems, so he didn't come on. We got him scheduled to come on this weekend, and the reality is that we don't know. I mean, we literally can't tell until Saturday morning what the rules are going to be.
Just can't decipher Trump's mess.
Well, it's not just that you can't decipher it, but most of it's not true.
And that's a fact.
And that's the truth. There's nothing, what's happening today isn't necessarily what will be happening tomorrow. You could change this thing in a minute. And I got to think that that's extremely tough for people, incredible news organizations that have to follow this stuff.
Nobody can tell you what the tariff is.
If you don't have a rule, you can't follow it, can you? And it's an area of life where you can't create a free-for-all.
So cars are coming across the border from Canada, having to be fully assembled in the United States, and there's no tariff on them.
I don't know as of now, there's been a waiver given to auto parts that the manufacturers need to assemble these cars.
Well, they better put a bunch of them together this week.
But they're having a meeting today. And it's fully expected that he's going to change again what the requirement is. He may put a number on those cars. May put a number on how many parts can come across the country. Because don't forget, when you're making cars, you also need to make parts too to put those cars together with.
And it's stock for further use.
Further use for different kinds of supply. Everybody is and you can't. build inventory. You can't adjust numbers of what you have to manufacture based on a whim, based on something that somebody thinks, not something that somebody says in solid, this is how many we're going to allow you to make. This is what we're going to charge on them.
Just the imagining. This is what we as General Motors imagine we can build. We think we can do it. Good luck to us.
And it also is not good for you to have cars with certain parts that are missing just sitting there, especially when it comes to different electronic parts. The weather's not bad now, but it's not going to be too long till fall rolls in, bad weather rolls in, and that's definitely not good for cars that are sitting there. So what do we do? Do we have to find indoor space for these cars? Can we drop the price and get rid of them, get them out of here? Do we send them to another country?
Get them out of here.
Do we send them to another country?
Syria. Syria doesn't have any cars.
Well, they don't have any money. I mean, they got to send them to places where they have money, I think.
Well, yeah. Good thinking. Good thinking, Vinnie.
I mean, they can hand them out on the street of Detroit if they want to. Come on down.
You pay what we pay. We're only going to charge you what we charge our employees.
What will it take for me to put you in this car today?
To buy it and drive it.
Go on down, bring your wife, your checkbook.
Girlfriend.
Oh, there we go again with that. That didn't work out for us too well the other day. Putnam was the guy that was doing it. Your wife, your checkbook, your dog. Even if you don't have a dog, bring somebody else's dog. We'll take them on trade-in. Perfect time of the year. You want to get rid of that dog? This is the perfect time of year to do it. But don't plan on leaving them here.
No, none of that.
Although I suspect that more than one person has brought their dog down and left them there. Just seems like a thing you would do in Burlingame.
Oi, don't get me started.
And it's crazy. We talk about cars because that's something close to I know about it, but it's not just cars, Michael. It's everything.
The entire toy industry.
Well, the car industry, it's toys, electronics, auto parts,
rare metals,
and almost anything that you can think of. It has a piece of manufacturing going through Canada or Mexico.
Or both. And
all of a sudden you have a president who's saying, well, we don't really need to see that. Just don't bring them in, or bring them in. But make up your mind.
No, that's impossible.
It's like you're taking a car trip with your grandfather and you can't figure out if he's got to go to the bathroom or not.
Chances are, if you don't know, you do, Grandpa.
Yeah, but Grandpa don't know that. Poor old guy's trying to find a place to take a piss. You're trying to, get him in a place where nobody else is going to see him taking the piss. At some point, you just got to go, all right, what are we doing here? Let's either go or not go. But we got to do something. It's shocking to me. It's a shocking element of our society.
Our trade war.
Well, we can't even figure out this is supposed to be the best country in the world for doing business in, right?
Terms of engagement are a little foggy.
Yeah. And now you have it's just how you have the there's no rule book for it, man. Nobody's got a book out because the book doesn't apply.
And that's all you need to know. But we don't know anything, and that's all you need to know.
So you
don't know what we know.
You're screwed. So good
no
luck
matter what
to
the president tells you. No matter what the president tells you, it turns into a lie. Begins as a lie and turns into a larger lie, a blacker lie, a more difficult lie. And then he'll lie about lying.
Well, it's like that old Richard Pryor line that he used to use in his live shows. Me and Toodlum was down there, and Toodlum would tell lies, and I'd tell lies, and we compliment each other's lies.
Yeah. That was a good lie.
That's all. We compliment each other's lies. And this way, Toodlum and me down at the barbershop would get things accomplished. And you could, see a story that we'd start telling at 10 o'clock in the morning, see what that story would get you by 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, it changes. It mutates.
It just go around and around and around until...
It never gets smaller. It always gets bigger.
And the poorest guy in the place is the guy that kind of come in and deliver the tuna salad sandwiches for lunch. Because he heard the damn story at 10 o'clock in the morning when the story was starting out. Then he'd have to hear the story at noon for lunch, and then 3 o'clock in the afternoon he'd come back in, bring coffee in, and the story would be different. Could be a whole different story with 2 words that are the same. So you know it's the story. Because we don't number our stories.
Oh, no.
At the shop.
Funny thing about white barber shops is nobody talks. Black barber shops, everybody's talking and listening. White barber shops, dead silence.
Well, depends on what kind of barbershop you go to. I would never say that'd be true of an Italian barbershop.
Oh, they're talking there.
I mean, they have enough words stored up.
They have more to say, perhaps.
Well, they just they're not bashful about it's like did you see the movie Mike Big Fat Greek Wedding?
No.
Oh, you should watch that movie. I'm sure you would get a kick out of it. But it's this woman who works at a travel agency. Her father, the late great actor Michael Constantine, is when his daughter's wedding, and the daughter is going to marry a high school teacher who is, kind of blue blood, suburban Chicago American, and his family, they're all from Greece. I mean, her family, they're all from Greece. She works in a travel agency, but the whole thing is oriented around this big Greek family. And so they're very blunt, they're very forward, they're very outspoken about everything. They get upset over the smallest thing, over the smallest political thing.
Do they talk with their hands?
They talk with their hands. They talk with their feet. They talk with their elbows up. I mean, they talk with everything. They use every part of their body to make a point. If they got to go like this, they go like that. If they got to go like this, they go like that. And food is an option.
Every day, all day long.
You can take a piece of lamb and shake that piece of lamb at somebody. and use that food as a point of emphasis. And they and so the people in this movie that do this, that play these parts are really good at it, but the story evolves as the day goes on.
It gets fatter and Greeker.
It doesn't stay the same. There's no, we tend to think in terms of telling stories in linears. Like you start here, you end up here, and there's stuff that goes on in the middle. In the Greek,
Well,
or
very
the
Protestant of you.
Irish, or many of these, they're not all Romance languages, but they're derivatives of Romance language, I guess.
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean, they're trying to get you the story, but they're also trying to give you the weather at the same time.
And now here's Vinnie with the weather.
Yeah. So you get all of a sudden this whole big mishmash. Anyway, there's this conglomeration of words. And it's some of the funniest lines in the movie is when they start to talk to this kid's parents. There's one thing where they're talking to her about making a bunt cake. You know what a bunt cake is?
Yeah.
It's it's like it comes in a thing and a container and it's round and who doesn't know? Anyway, I was gonna say who doesn't know what a bunt cake is, and it's George and Martha. They don't know what a bunt cake is, so the Greeks try to explain it to them.
Oy.
Not easy. And you'd think that it would go nice and easy, but no.
No, nothing does.
And
Plus, around weddings, people are emotional.
Yeah. When you get your daughter married, you want everything the best for her. And the party, the wedding party, the graduation part, not graduation, rehearsal dinner, and everything is all in the Greek restaurant, the diner.
The olives were good, I bet.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just, but that's what, the parents can afford, and they're proud people. They're not going to borrow money to give their girl the best. They're going to have the thing in the apartment, or in the house, I should say. And you'll come up and people will be welcomed by the family. Their cars that need to be parked will be parked by the family. It's a great movie, Michael. You should see it. I think you get a real kick out of it. It's is it Mia Vartulis, I think her name is the woman, and the guy.
Olympia Dukakis.
No. Mia Vartulis, I think her name is, and the woman is Mia Vartulis. The guy is the guy from Northern Exposure, who played, I think he played the DJ at the radio station. I know you watched Northern Exposure, right? Because you were up here when that. Anyway, great movie. And who else is in it? One of the I forget what his boy group was. It was Joey Fatone.
Oh yeah.
From I forget which boy band he's in, but
New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, he runs it. He does a nice job actually of playing the wise ass brother, and there's some recognized. Second City TV. What is her name? Andrea. I forget her last name now, but the woman from Second City TV. that used to be on with John Candy and
Oh yes.
Andrea Martin. She's also in very and I mean, she kind of plays the same character she always does, but she plays it so well that
Just
you're okay.
fits. She fits beautifully.
Yeah, she's really good. So anyway, that's that's one of those movies I think of. This is
I think the next movie I see will be Conclave. We got to get a pope here.
yeah, yes. When did they put out a schedule for it? And I haven't seen.
Did they play any double headers?
Yes,
Cardinals.
they'll play a night game. They'll play a doubleheader until they really, unless they, I think the only way that you don't get to, well, you don't get to see any of it live. The only thing you get to see is
the smoke.
The smoke, and I think afterwards they show some of it.
Let them out for a pee break. All right. Cardinals, everybody up. Pee break.
Okay, now Yankees, everybody up. Pee break. Phillies, sit down. You got to wait. That big hat for.
Giants and Padres have a day game today, 1 o'clock, 1:05.
Really? Well, crap, Michael. If you would have called me at 8 o'clock this morning, maybe I would have jumped in the car and gone down.
San Diego.
The great city.
Hello, Mission Beach. Hello.
What's the name of that? What? Oh, PSA. I'll jump on PSA and come down there.
Good luck on that. If you can find one, take it anywhere. $26 to fly to LA. $19.95 to fly to San Francisco.
It was the best. It was the best airline because you just showed up and they found a seat for you.
$20. We'll get you to San Francisco. Hold on.
And they got you to LA as quick as they could. No hassles about you want to sit here, you want to sit there.
You didn't have to take off your shoes.
$20 and get in the plane.
Get in the plane. If you don't get in the plane, we can't help you.
That was their thing. Give us $20 and get in the plane. Find a place to sit. Don't worry about it.
Give us 22 minutes. Give us 22 minutes, and we'll get you to San Francisco.
Exactly. We'll give you the world. We'll give you whatever you need in 22 minutes. We'll even give you a Diet Coke. And don't complain if it's half open.
Which half? I mean, think about it. Which half?
Would you rather walk? Would you rather pay $92.50 to United Airlines or who was the other? I mean, there was another airline that was running down there regularly from San Francisco.
Western.
Western, yes, thank you. And then there was another one. It was the one I took. I took one. Was it Mark Air?
Because that's Mark Air.
Up here to come and have my interview at KJR when they wanted to hire me at KJR when they first wanted to. I came up and I flew up Mark Air.
Wow.
And then flew back on that. But Mark Air, the guy argued with me because I wanted milk for Erin. This was 1992. I wanted milk for Erin, and the guy actually gave me an argument because he said that we don't serve milk to babies on airplanes.
I don't think I get that.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's why I was arguing with him. And then he said, well, we don't have any milk.
That's another reason why we don't give it to you.
Well, I said, but wait a minute. There's milk right there on your tray. You've been giving it to people with coffee. Can't you give me a little cup of that? I mean, she's a little baby. It'll fill her up real fast. But this guy just wanted to be prick of the day.
Oh, well, somebody has to be.
This guy just wanted to be a big girl that day, a big pain in the ass, a big, a big bully. I mean, you can go through a million names, but it was mostly, I have the power to break yours, and so I'm gonna break it.
Break your
And
balls.
yeah, and I just was like, so I finally got the milk, but how could you not want them to go out of business after that?
They found a way.
Well, it just seemed to be a bunch of people who are really unhappy, and in the progress of airlines and service, they were really at the bottom of the tier. I'd rather sit in a parachute on the outside of the plane than have these idiots telling me
I'm fine out here.
they can't give me a lousy cup of milk.
You guys go ahead. I'm fine out here.
Yeah. Give me an extra parachute if you have one. It's a little cold. But other than that, I got some good girth on me. I'm not going to fall off the plane.
Oh, look, there's San Luis Obispo right down there.
Oh, nice. What? Oh, I was looking to see if Mikey, you mentioned these cities in California. You get me like kind of homesick.
I'm not sorry.
For a guy from New York, shouldn't be getting homesick over California.
Yeah, it's okay. You're welcome. You're always welcome.
I spent enough time there,
Shall we see each other Friday, Vinnie?
You really want to get together and do this on Friday again? You think it's an idea?
I think it'd be better than today, yeah.
Why do you think it'd be better than today?
I'm hopeful for Friday.
The life will be better? Or just that? I think every day that we get together is
a good day.
A blessing.
A victory. I agree.
Oh, today's International Jazz Day. Did you know that?
I did not. Hello, Thelonious Monk, wherever you are.
How will we let the people know all over the world that it's International Jazz Day?
Doo-doo. Just like that.
I think that. All right, quickly before we go, give me one of your favorite jazz pieces of all time. That's not Take Five.
Pyramid by the Modern Jazz Quartet.
Pretty good one. I like. It's a famous Ellington song, Diminuendo and Crescendo in Blue.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever heard the version that's live from Newport?
Maybe. Possible.
If you have a chance. I learned about this version when I worked at KJAZ, which was over in Alameda. And they had this saxophonist, Paul Gonsalves, fairly famous. I'm not as hip to jazz as many people are, but Gonsalves, I guess, is at Monterey, and gets up on Monterey, Newport, I think. Excuse me, and but they're doing this song, which is a standard jazz classic, and I guess as the story goes, Ellington is playing, and he's up there playing, and this woman, very scantily clad woman, climbs up on the piano.
Like you do.
starts dancing to the saxophone solo in diminuendo and crescendo in blue. And all of a sudden, the place starts to go just wild. And you can hear it, obviously, in the background of this wild recording, whoever
of course,
the recording engineer stuck with it. He kept, and of course, jazz is so much about improvisation. So Gonzalez is like now going along, and the place. I mean, it's one of those times where you say to yourself, "Gee, I wish I was there." Not that you saw it, but your ears just treated you to it because it was just this. It sounded like they were ripping the seats out of the floor, and it's so it's not only my best because of its music, but it's one of the best things I've ever heard as far as involving the audience at a level.
Everybody wants to get in the act.
At a level that you hardly ever see. So, in tribute to National Jazz Day, I wish I was quick enough to get it on the air, but what I will do is get it on the air and or get it a link to it put up on our page. And if you want to have some fun, go listen both those beats.
Wait till the guy gets on. Wait till the guy gets on the piano. I'm telling you.
It's just wild. I mean, you could. This was like it. Excuse me. This truly was a musical gift from God. If you were in this place at that time, it swept you up. It took you to a place that music normally doesn't take you.
You can go there every day.
Yeah. If you went there every day, you'd be dead. But this piece of music in this time and this place just truly blew everybody out of the water. Well, wherever they were. If they were at Newport, they were at the water, right? All right, man. I'll see you on
to be there.
Have a good.
By the way, I said the game of today was at 105. I'm wrong. It's 110. Don't ask me why. That's how they do things in San Diego.
110. I could wait 5 more minutes.
Sure.
For a game.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to see. I haven't really watched the Padres that much this year. Watched the Giants a few times, but I would like to see. Padres game.
They must lose. They must lose.
The what?
The Padres must lose.
Oh yeah,
I'm just taking care of the mojo.
Yeah, I don't mind if I'd like to see the Giants win. I'd like to see a nice 3-way race in that division. That doesn't include the Dodgers.
Yep, I think that's what you'll see.
Show me a nice race that doesn't include the Dodgers with some nice pitching.
And I'll show you a fractious Friday.
And you'll show me a fractious Friday. Mikey, God bless. Be good. Say hello to the families. Do me a favor. At some point today, knock on your neighbor's door and tell them I said hello.
Okay. I'll tell Rob next door.
Tell Rob I said, what's happening, Robin? And I will see you on Friday if the Lord's will and the creek don't rise.
What about the Manischewitz?
Well, peace, love, and matzah, baby. Manischewitz.
What a wine. And what an unleavened wine. See you, Ben.
See you, Mikey. Thank you all for listening, too. I appreciate it. We'll catch up with you on Friday. Bye now.